everyone, and welcome to video 13 of my 2011 Halloween card making series. So for today's card I'm going to be using my butterfly stamp set, which is a little out of the norm for Halloween, but I was inspired by this package of Halloween nail decals that I had bought last year. So I just had to make a card kind of following the same theme, like using butterflies and pink and yellow and whatnot. So what I've started off with is this piece of pink cardstock, and then I used my embossing buddy to powder it up really good because I'm planning on using black embossing powder. And black embossing powder, and especially detail black, which I will be using, it likes to leave like little grains of powder everywhere, and it just makes such a mess. So using a lot of the embossing buddy kind of helps the excess powder slip off. So I'd stamped the butterfly with Versamark ink and then sprinkled on the powder, and then I'm using my heat tool, just moving it around a lot to heat it up so you can just kind of see how it got nice and shiny. And then I trimmed out the butterfly with my paper snips. And then with the black cardstock that I was going to place the butterfly on, I ran it through my Cuttlebug with the spiderweb embossing folder, and then I decided to add a little bit of Whisper White craft ink to it just to make the web actually stand out a little bit more. And then in that pack of nail decals there was little yellow stars, which I thought were cute, so I used my Spellbinder stars and die cut a few of those. And then I wanted to make them glittery, so the easiest way to do that was to press them into the Versamark pad to get the one side all nice and sticky. And I'm just using reverse tweezers, and those tweezers I bought through Stampin' Up! Like years ago, like 8 years ago or something. I'm sure you can find reverse tweezers just about anywhere. Anyway, and then I sprinkled on, this is Iridescent Ice, I think it was called. Iridescent Ice embossing powder, that was also from Stampin' Up! It's just basically a mixture of clear embossing powder and glitter. And so I embossed all the stars with that to make them all nice and sparkly. And then I used my Cuttlebug Creepy dies, I bought those a couple years ago as well, and die cut that spider, and then also embossed it the same way as I did the stars. And on the black you can really see the glitter. I just love how that turned out. It's just so cool. So I wanted to add something to the craft card front. So I took this fabulous little web stamp, from the Inkadinkado Creepy Crawly set, and then I stamped that onto the craft cardstock with Memento, it's been a late night, Memento Rosebud ink, and then I didn't feel like that was enough, so then I inked it up again with the Whisper White ink, and then edged everything again with the Whisper White ink, and then matting the black web cardstock onto some orange cardstock. And then I wanted to add a little bit of ribbon, so I'm using, this is May Arts, I don't know if it's crinkle or wrinkle ribbon. It's half-inch ribbon anyway, it's really thin, it's all kind of wrinkly. I really like it, it ties wonderfully. So added that, and then I wanted to I fiddled around with the layout. I still, like, this whole thing I went just kind of by the seat of my pants. I had an idea in mind, but I had no idea what I was going to do with the layout or anything. So I wanted to add a sentiment to the front of the card. So I'm using my Ghostly Greetings stamp set again, and just inked up the Halloween with that Memento Rosebud ink, and then stamped the Happy with the Brilliance Graphite Black. And then I wanted to kind of fill in a bit of that empty space with the sentiment strip, so I stamped the web again with the Whisper White ink and then edged the whole piece with the Whisper White ink just to kind of make it go with everything else. And then these dimensionals are from the from Jody Morrow again. I always post the link to her in the description box below the video, and I just cut them in half because you don't need to use up a ton. But before I place that down, I wanted to add a few brads. These ones are from Doodlebug. I don't think they're just their jumbo brads. It was a multi-pack I'd bought quite some time ago, but the pink shade was perfect. So once I've got all that in place, I popped up the main sentiment on dimensionals again. So this card really is huge. You'd have to use a bubble mailer for a card like this to send it through the mail because there's so much going on it. Anywho, everything else I'm just gluing down with my Tombow Mono Multi. Again, just fiddling with the layout, just kind of seeing what works. And once I've got it the way I want it, I add some glue and glue it down. So, and then for my little craft mat there, I just used a baby wipe because I had ink everywhere. It was such a mess. So baby wipes are great for cleaning that all up. And then used my ATG adhesive to adhere the card front to the white card base. And of course I couldn't resist adding some bling to the butterfly, so I just used Glam Pink stickles and just filled in all the blank spots with that. And then went on to the inside of the card. So on the inside of the card, I wanted to use that web stamp again, so I inked it up with the Memento Rosebud ink, and then stamped that a couple times. And then didn't think that was enough, so then I went in with the Brilliance Graphite Black, and then stamped that a few times as well. And just being really careful not to let the card front touch anything, since those stickles need quite a bit of time to dry. If I had been planning this out ahead of time, I would have done this before adhering the card front, but no, that's just the way I do things. So then for the little panel to write a greeting on, I just stamped the web again, edged everything with the Whisper white ink, and then adhered that all to the inside of the card. And then I die cut a few more little yellow stars and adhered those just to kind of make everything flow together. So that was it for today's card. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you all so much for watching my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!